What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown for UFC 257. As always, we're going to talk about this card strictly from a betting perspective and betting only. If you want a more detailed analysis, I did post a breakdown on Thursday morning, and then I did do a live stream as well, talking about the weigh-ins, all that. And yeah, so before we get started, as always, if you can leave a like, subscribe if you have not yet, would really appreciate that a ton. And yeah, with that said, let's get into it here. So, first fight of the night, Zagasumagula versus Amir Al-Bazi. I'm going to slightly take Al-Bazi here. I think this is going to be a very close fight, as are a lot of Zumagulov's fights. If I was to play anything on this fight, it would probably be that over 2.5 rounds or the fight goes to decision. I don't see Zumagulov putting out Al-Bazi on the feet, and Al-Bazi has a really good submission game. Maybe he can get Zagas out of there with a sub, but Zagas has never been submitted in his career, so most likely goes to decision here. I'm going to edge it out to Al-Bazi. But no action on that. Next, we have Movsar Evloev versus Nick Lentz. I do have Evloev in a parlay piece, which somebody will talk about in a little bit. And yeah, I like Evloev here. 13-0. He's going to be the younger fighter by 10 years. I think he's the more skilled fighter, especially at this point of their careers. It's just hard to find a path to victory for Lentz. I think if anything, if you are on the Lentz side, I guess play the sub prop at plus 1405. I think that's really only a path to victory. I think Evloev has multiple paths to victory, whether it is outstriking Lentz for 15 minutes or even taking down Lentz, controlling him, staying out of trouble. Give me Evloev here in that parlay. I think he's fine, but I did parlay him at minus 430. He is like minus 600 now, so lots of money coming out of him. Everybody's putting him in their parlays. He should be fine there. Next, we have Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Praknew. I do have two bets on this fight. The two bets I have are the under 1.5 rounds. I have 1.5 units on it at minus 142. And I have Roundtree wins in round one at plus 170. I have half a unit on that. And I mean, it's pretty simple here. I mean, Praknew is 0-3 in the UFC. All three losses have came inside the first round, all by knockout. Roundtree is very dangerous early on. Roundtree has won 5 of his 8 wins in the first round. It's just, I mean, it's written on the wall. Roundtree probably should go out here and get a first-round knockout. If he doesn't, I'd be kind of surprised there. Even Praknew, I mean, if Praknew can survive that early storm of Roundtree, maybe he can get his first UFC win. I know it's a big stretch. I know it's a big step down for Roundtree, going from Ion Kudalaba to Marcin Praknew here. So I really do think he gets it done, hopefully early. And if he does win in the first round by knockout, it's going to be a pretty good night. Next, we have Sarah Mcmahon versus Juliana Pena. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Sarah Mcmahon in this spot. Was really tempted on betting her. It's just one of these spots where it seems way too good to be true. Pena, 28% takedown defense. McMahon, very, very good wrestler. Averages just over 4 takedowns per 15 minutes with like a 60% takedown accuracy. But McMahon has been submitted 3 times, so I'm kind of worried about maybe Pena getting something off her back. I don't think it's all that likely, but yeah, McMahon should probably get it done here. Not overly confident on it, but enough to put a bet on it. But I do think she wins here. If you are on the Pena side, maybe the sub prop at plus 500. I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess. But give me McMahon here. I would put it in like a Hail Mary parlay, but it just seems like one of those spots where it's way too good to be true because, man, minus 130. I think it's a great stylistic matchup for her here. Brad Tavares versus Antonio Carlos Jr. And I do have a bet on Antonio Carlos Jr. I got him at plus 105. I have 1 unit on that. And Tavares is somebody that's been taken down by Yoel Romero 7 times. He was taken down by Elias Theodorou 3 times. And he hasn't really fought a grappler, especially a grappler of the caliber of Antonio Carlos Jr. And when it comes to Jr., it really only takes 1 takedown to, seal out a round, to close a round with some top control, with some, control from the back. And he can also take the back standing as well. And honestly, I think it's only going to take 1 takedown here to, either find a sub or just win a round. I guess a concern I have is going to be the cardio of Antonio Carlos Jr. because we have seen him slow down in the past, but it was nice seeing him in his last fight against Uriah Hall go into the 3rd round, look decent, was able to win that 3rd round against Uriah Hall. Not finish it, but he is a decent finisher as well. Tavares has never been officially submitted, but like I've been saying, he was submitted on the Ultimate Fighter a while back, which you can't look into too much, but it has happened before. And I wouldn't be completely shocked if Carlos Jr. did submit him, which is plus 385. That's not a bad look, but ultimately I could see him winning a decision as well. I think the sub is there as well, but I'm just going to take him straight at that plus 105 money line there as a small underdog. Next, we have Arman Tsarukyan versus Matt Frevola. I'm going Tsarukyan here. I just don't like the minus 820. It seems like way too wide here. But he's better everywhere. I mean, he's going to be better on the feet. He's going to be the better wrestler. He's going to be able to take down Frevola if he needs to. He's going to be able to stuff the takedowns of Frevola. Maybe he finds a finish. Maybe he doesn't. Sarukian by KO plus 330. It's not bad. Frevola has been knocked out before. He's been dropped in four times in the UFC. I think Sarukian's going to win. I just don't really want to pay the minus 820, but he should be winning. If you're on the Frevola side, I guess the path to victory would probably be a knockout, but even then, that's a stretch because Frevola is not much of a finisher. And Sarukian has been knocked out before, but it was really early in his career. But Frevola knockout plus 1375. I think that's his path to victory there, kind of a fluke knockout. Amanda Ribas versus Marina Rodriguez. I think Ribas is a decent parlay piece. I do have her in my Hail Mary. It's just the problem with Rodriguez's ground game. I mean, it's a glaring hole in this matchup. I'm sure Ribas knows. I'm sure our team knows. We all know that Marina Rodriguez does struggle on the mat, struggles to get up. And she looked good in her last fight against Carla Esparza, landing from bottom. But it's really hard to win a fight when you're on your back for the whole fight. So I think Ribas is going to take her down. I think if she does get her down, I think the sub it could be there. So Ribas by sub plus 250. I know that was opened up at a crazy line at plus 800. I would have rather got it then, but I think Ribas is a good parlay piece. I think it's safe. A lot of people are on the Rodriguez side. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if it stays striking, it could be very close or even give Rodriguez the advantage. It's just there's a glaring hole in this Rodriguez's game, and it's that ground game, it's that get up game, it's that takedown defense, and I think Ribas is going to be smart enough to exploit that. Next, we have Mcmahon Murdoch versus Andrew Sanchez. I do have a bet on Murdoch, and I have Murdoch minus 143, 1.5 units on that. Yeah, so I went through Murdoch's whole career. I watched as many fights that were available to me, and I was looking for his takedown defense. How's his takedown defense? How's his get up game? And sadly, I was not able to see him taken down. I think I watched 12 or 13 fights. Wasn't taken down in any of those. And kind of sucks. I wanted to see him taken down. I wanted to see how he reacted to it, but I mean, he does all the right things. When guys shoot on him, he against the cage, he digs his underhooks, he turns his opponents, looks very strong. When guys are trying to take him down, good hips. I mean, I don't know. I think if Sanchez wants to take him down, he could. He definitely could. I think Sanchez is going to be the best wrestler Murdoch's fought by a decent margin, but we've seen it. I mean, we've seen it in the past. When Sanchez comes out here with this wrestling-heavy game plan, which I do think he needs to win this fight, he gasses out. We've seen it against James. We've seen it against Anthony Smith. He goes out there in the first round, has a wrestling-heavy game plan. I know in the James fight, after that first round, Sanchez had his hands on his knees. He was very tired. And it's kind of like a pick-your-poison spot for me. In this spot, I mean, does Sanchez want to strike with Murdoch for 50 minutes like he has been? Sanchez has been a striker as of late. He hasn't went for takedowns because of that cardio, I believe. And at that point, he's going to get picked apart for 50 minutes, possibly knocked out. Or does Sanchez want to go out there and, which I think is probably the likely path to victory for Sanchez, and that is getting takedowns. But at that point, his gas tank is very questionable. Murdoch is very strong. I do think Sanchez could win the first round, but after that, I think Murdoch's going to be able to stuff the takedowns and just pick apart Sanchez on the feet. Somebody that has a 50% striking defense, somebody that absorbs more than he lands. So, yeah, I like Murdoch here. I like the line. I got minus 143. I feel like it could even be wider than that. All right, Calderwood, not too much interest in this fight at all. I lean Calderwood based off the volume, but even then, I'm not confident in it. Fight goes to decision would probably be a safe bet, but it's probably minus 300. No action in this fight, no interest in it. Calderwood kind of screwed me her last fight against Jennifer Maia. Don't really want to trust her here against Jessica Ai. Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler. Yeah, this is a 50-50 fight to me. It really is. I feel like whoever implements their game plan is going to win this fight. I feel like it can go one of two ways. Either Chandler's going to get on the inside, get those takedowns, work his ground game, or Hooker's going to be able to stuff the takedowns, keep it on the outside, pick apart Chandler, possibly knock him out as well. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm definitely passing here. I think if you got a dog shot on Chandler, especially earlier in the week, I think it's fine. But I'm going to slightly lean with Hooker. It's just I have questions with his takedown defense and his ground game. We haven't seen him fight many high-level wrestlers. Dustin Poirier took him down his last fight. He was taken down by Jason Knight a while ago, but he has improved that takedown defense since then. But I'm just curious to watch this fight. I'm going to sit back and watch it. No action either way. It's going to be an absolute banger. And then we have Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Yeah, I like Conor here quite a bit. I think it's a good matchup for him. There is that narrative that he could slow down after the second or third round. I'm not overly concerned about that. He looks to be in the really, really good shape. And he said it himself. He wants to go into the later rounds to prove people wrong because, he's hearing that narrative as well. And yeah, Dustin Poirier, he's been through a lot of wars. He's very hittable. Durable. He's durable. He got finished in the first round by Michael Johnson. He got finished in the first round by Conor McGregor a couple years back. But still, I do think he has some durability. But Conor McGregor, he hits very, very hard. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the same shots he took against like Hooker, or the same shots he took against like a Holloway, against Conor McGregor, somebody that's going to have a ton of power. So I do think Conor probably knocks him out. If it does get into the later rounds, I'm not overly concerned. By that point, I do expect Conor to probably be up a couple rounds there. So give me Conor McGregor to close out that Evloev parlay, and is my biggest play of the night. I have 2.5 units on it at minus 155. Just to quickly recap the bets, I have Antonio Carlos Jr. plus 105, 1 unit on it. Mcmahon Murdoch minus 143, 1.5 units on it. Evloev and McGregor parlay minus 155, 2.5 units on it. And then a Roundtree Praknew under 1.5 rounds, 1.5 units on it, minus 142. And then I have Roundtree to win in round 1, plus 170, half a unit on it. So if I add anything, which I don't think I will at this point, I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on Instagram, DFS_numbers on Twitter, DFS by the numbers on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you can hit the like button, would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you have not yet. Trying to reach that 10,000 sub goal. And that's about it, guys, and good luck.